Okay, here we are at the start of the last third. Switzerland in possession after a quick turnaround of front line. Ball's flipped up, but points scored by Switzerland. GB start with the ball at the back. Switzerland defence all set, all their players moving nicely. Ball's returned to the same end it comes from, where the ball's switched across. And then switched back where Philly Rumbold shoots, but the ball's caught cleanly by Dana Matru. Ball's passed down court to number 11, and then switched across to Vanessa Renchik, who shoots cleanly through the front line defence. Again, nice movement, nicely controlled by the Swiss. Ball starts in from GB and passed back down to the left-hand side to Kate Eastwood, who whips the ball up the other end. Ball's passed across, got to shoot now. The ball's shot, but caught cleanly, and then switched across where the ball is shot. Wide from a standing shot, ball goes wide of Lou Fountain. And GB start with the ball that comes in from the back, and they continue the ball back to the same end, where they option the ball out, and it's sent down. Oh no, flip back to the right hand side, where the ball's just shot in and not held by Evelyn Pomeray. One of the few she's dropped this game. So she starts the ball off from the back, the ball passed through the centre pivot, out to the left hand side where it's switched to Samantha Urbina, who shoots, and the ball is fumbled on front line, point scored. Again, the Swiss playing very well, good tight unit, good switching around the Ds. GB bring the ball into centre pivot and continue the ball on its way. The ball's short, given by the referee, and the central referee overrides and gives point. Switzerland start with the ball at the back. The ball's sent in. Lynn Besson returns it to the the right hand side. The ball's optioned back to her, where she passes the ball to Samantha Urbina, who shoots, and Charlie Vanner unfortunately couldn't catch that ball and hurt herself in the process. So Charlie Vanner brings the ball in now from the back. Jenny Lem returns to the same end, where the ball switched across and switched back. The ball is then shot and caught cleanly by Celia Bouzel-Boujon. The ball is returned up the other end, switched across and shot, and Philly Rumbold cannot get hold of that. Philly sends the ball in now to centre pivot. Centre pivot returns the ball to the same end, left-hand side. The ball switched across and then sent straight down the other end to Kate Eastwood, who has to shoot. 4 passes used. Switzerland start with the ball now. So Celia Bouzel-Boujon passes the ball to Vanessa Renchik, who shoots high. Ball's dug once, 1 pass used, but caught and secured by Jenny Lem. Jenny passes up to the other end, and then Lou Fountain shoots, but the ball is juggled and goes to ground. Points given to GB. Evelyn Pomeroy starts with the ball, passed down court, straight to the defender, Vanessa Renchik, then does a quick switch where the ball is standing shot. Kate Eastwood does an excellent front line catch, passes the ball up, but unfortunately too high, but point saved. Switzerland have the ball, quick switch and shot. The ball secured by Philly Rumbold, who flips the ball down the other end, but too much on it to be secured and used. Switzerland have the ball, pass the ball back into the centre pivot, where it's passed through, switched, and a slingshot hits the frame, but the ball is a frame and ball goes to ground. Philly Rumbold brings the ball down to Lou Watmore, who brings the ball across to Kate Eastwood. The ball is shot from the left-hand side. Point scored. Landing called by the central referee. Ball comes up for Switzerland up to the right-hand side. The shot comes in straight through a big gap. GB didn't even see that one. Ball unfortunately goes to ground for GB. They try to retain it, but Swiss take a quick breakdown. Ball switched and caught and held by Philly Rumbold, who passes out, and the ball is flipped across on a quick switch. Slingshot comes in, but easily retained by a standing Swiss defence. The ball comes down to Celia Bouzel-Boujon. Samantha Urbina shoots, but the ball is cleanly caught by Charlie Vanner. Offloaded to Kate Eastwood and sent straight to ground, unfortunately. Switzerland have the ball now. Pass down to centre pivot, and then out to left-hand side. Vanessa Renchik sends the ball straight the way up the court, and the shot comes in, and easily caught by Lou Fountain. Oh, sorry, no, by Hannah Norman. And Switzerland have a quick switch to the ball, switch back, and the ball's shot by Celia Bouzel-Bouzel, and point scored. GB start with the ball at the back. Switzerland's defence is all set and waiting to see what happens with the ball. Jenny sends the ball up. Switzerland's second line is solid, and third line coming up nicely. Foot on line or landing called by the referee. Switzerland start with the ball through centre pivot, down to the right hand side where the ball is shot high and wide, caught cleanly by Lou Fountain, who brings the ball straight to the left hand shooter where the ball is shot and caught cleanly by Swiss front line. They return the ball to the same end, the ball is shot and point given to the Swiss. GB start with the ball at the back into centre pivot Jenny Lem. She continues the ball on its path to Lou Watmore, where the ball's passed out to Mel Hibbard, back to Lou Watmore, where the ball's shot and caught cleanly by number 12, Celia Bouzel-Bouzel. Ball sent up the court and then switched, and Switzerland shoot, and ball is caught cleanly by GB, who returned the ball to the centre pivot and then comes back to the same side where it was caught. Ball is shot, and Swiss defence appeared to think there was a switch coming in there as the right-hand shooter broke away. Ball starts at the back now for the Swiss. The ball comes straight the way down to the central defender, but sent back up the other end to the other central defender, where the ball is passed out to the right-hand shooter and the shot comes in. Travelling called. GB start with the breakdown now, and the ball's passed through centre pivot and down to the left-hand side, across to the right, and the ball has to be shot. The shot comes in but goes well short. And the ball comes in now from the back for GB. Up to centre pivot, return it to the same end where it's held, switched across, Lou Watmore shoots. Good 90-degree shot. Unfortunately, Samantha Urbina had already moved round for the switch, leaving a big gap in the 90-degree position for the shot to come in. Switzerland start with the ball at the back now, into centre pivot, up to the left-hand side where the ball is switched cleanly and the shot comes in. It's caught by Philly Rumbold, who offloads quickly to the left shooter, down to the right-hand shooter, switched across the left-hand side. Mel Hibbard shoots and point scored. Nice movement from the GB team. Foot on line called by the referee. Switzerland start with the ball up through and to the right-hand side, right across the left-hand side where the ball is shot in, low shot straight over the line. GB defence sitting back. GB start with the ball, comes into centre pivot but unfortunately pops out of their hands. Switzerland bring the ball to the left-hand side. Samantha Urbina switches the ball across where it's switched back, and left-hand shot comes in from Switzerland, nice and low. Defence set but can't do anything about that one. GB have the ball now, bring the ball into the left-hand side shooter, who options the ball back, just held by the pivot, passes down to Mel Hibbard, and Mel shoots. A frame ball given by the referee. Switzerland will start with the ball about a third up the court in the centre.